Hello, beautiful people. So, excuses. Excuses hinder our ability to see opportunity and possibilities. So, I'm working this out in my personal life with my teens, and there's some dynamics happening in our house I really want to talk about because I can't be the only one going through this. Today, I want to look at excuses versus obstacles, the energetic difference. I want to give you 3 ways to turn excuses, which is kind of a dead end wall, into obstacles with possibilities. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 ways to get through it. But before I do, I really want to talk about the difference between the energetics of excuses and obstacles. So I wrote like a little list here for us, kind of like how they're different. Now, you can feel the energy of words: excuse, obstacle. Feel that. I want you to take your hands with me. Excuse, obstacle. Let me know in the comments what the difference you felt, okay? This is subtle awareness work, but it's super powerful to really get this difference. So if we're going to manifest anything in our lives, we really have to start getting into the subtleties of vibration, and the vibration of words, and the vibration of what's in our subconscious that keeps giving us the same old thing, getting us to make excuses and stuff like that. We want to get over excuses. We want to get into obstacles and then into possibilities. Now, excuses is kind of the thing that, life is happening to me. Obstacles is life is happening for me, okay? Excuse is more like poor me. It's a victim mentality energy, okay? Obstacle is like, oh, there's that. How do I get around it? It's in question mode, right? It's in do mode. All right, that's a more empowered state, which brings me to say that excuses is a disempowered state. So excuses are all about all your reasons why. Excuses have to do with lying to yourself a bit. And isn't an excuse kind of a way to just kind of say something to someone because you just want to stay where you are? You don't want to change. You want to stay kind of right here. And there's a little bit of lying to yourself and lying to others. Whereas obstacles are more like, all right, here it is. How do I get around this? What else is possible? It kind of is a state of a little bit more empowerment. You're a little bit more honest with yourself. You're seeing in front of you, right? And you're like, okay, what are we going to do, know, and be to get over this? Obstacles tend to bring out more resourcefulness, where excuses are kind of just lagging behind and like just not being creative or resourceful. It seems to be that excuses seem to lie in kind of past old programming, where obstacles has kind of this present moment, like, and future reality of like, how are we going to work with this in the present moment, and how are we going to create a future away from this obstacle. I keep thinking of kind of like if you are driving up a canyon, right? If you're driving up a canyon and all of a sudden a big boulder falls right in front of you and you can't drive anymore, that's like a huge obstacle, right? So now what? No, are we going to say an excuse? Well, we couldn't go on anymore. We had to starve to death because we couldn't drive past the boulder. It's an excuse for not living anymore. So I guess we'll just sit here and we'll rot because a boulder fell and we're powerless. That's an excuse. Or do you say, oh my gosh, the boulder just fell in front of me. This is an obstacle. So where's the detour? You're always asking the next question with obstacles. Where's the detour? How do we get around this? Okay, are we climbing up the mountain? Are we turning around and going back? Like, what's going to happen here? So you can feel the difference of that, right? Excuses kind of, it just leaves us in this kind of languid, kind of powerless state, where obstacles brings us into asking questions of possibilities. So how do you get from excuses, making excuses, to seeing them as obstacles and possibilities? One is we need to take a look at life is happening for me, not to me. It's super important to get out of the victim and powerless mode. And that statement can help you do that. Life is happening for me, not to me. Excuses come from, oh, I can't because I came from a really bad background. All my parents were in lack. I just, I was abused as a kid. I was laughed at and bullied. So I just can't have a good life. Can't move out of this, right? That's like life's happening to me. And like life happening for me is, wow, I had some really rough moments, but you know what? Nothing's going to hold me down. They're just going to make me stronger. They're going to make me more resourceful. Yeah, I was bullied. Yeah, my kids, I was parented not well. And I feel sorry for my parents that they didn't have, the wherewithal to just kind of grow past some of their stuff. But I'm growing past some of my stuff. This is happening for me. I came here, asked for this challenge, and I'm going to rise above it. I'm going to expand consciousness. So that's the difference between life happening to me and life happening for me. It's really important that you do your part around excuses in your life, but also with others. Don't accept excuses from anyone. Don't accept it. Just ask like, that's cool. What's under that excuse? Are you scared? Are you frustrated? If you were honest with yourself, are you just making that excuse because you don't want people to bother you and you're not ready to make a change? Do not accept excuses from people anymore, including yourself. So if you notice you're making an excuse, and I catch myself on this all the time. If I start making an excuse, like what's under this? I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do my next program. I'm not ready yet. I'm not clear yet. And I'm making excuses to lie to myself and to lie to others. So just be honest with yourself. What's under that excuse is that I don't have clarity yet. I'm not ready for the next thing yet. So be honest with yourself and with others instead of making excuses, because excuses sends us into a vibrational spiral down, and it actually sits in the subconscious, and that energy is like a pretty negative, low, disempowered energy that's in our subconscious. So empower yourself, own where you are. No more excuses. This is where I am. This is where I accept myself. And I know I'll make a step forward when I am ready. Okay? So no more excuses. No more blaming your past. Although I want to make an aside here, and I'm going to get to these 3 ways to how to deal with excuses. But this is really cool. This is the emotional guidance system. And excuses is down here under powerlessness, okay? So when we make excuses, we're powerless. We're at the bottom of our emotional scale. And what this is this emotional scale tells us like when we're feeling certain things, where we are vibrationally. So vibrationally, when we're in excuses, we are at the bottom of the barrel. We are at the lowest vibration we can be playing in excuses. I'm powerless against what's happening to me. I'm making this excuse. But if you get into being angry or blaming someone else for something, it actually is higher up on the vibrational list. Blame's up here. So that's interesting. So we want to kind of talk ourselves up to blame when we're in this excuse making. And then we can also talk ourselves up to disappointment or overwhelm or frustration, because that's higher up. It's really cool how some negative emotions are actually a raise in vibration. It's a really cool scale. But we don't want to get stuck at these lower things. We want to keep working our way up. Perhaps you can work your way up to contentment, boredom, hopefulness, optimism, and positive expectation belief. I really like using this emotional guidance scale. And right before I got on here, I kind of did vocal toning to each one of these for kind of the thing that I'm working through around excuse and obstacles. And I just worked myself up by just toning. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. So this is a really valuable sheet, and I will post this in the descriptions below. Okay, guys, so where are you with excuses and obstacles in your life? If you're feeling a little stuck in your life, take note if you are in excuse mode, all right? And ask yourselves a few questions. What's under the excuses? What's really happening for me? Okay? What lies am I telling myself? All right, so let me get into the 3 quick tools that you can do to start shifting out of the energy of excuse and into obstacles and possibilities. All right, so number 1 is, I love using this, what else is possible? When you are in the mode of excuse and you notice yourself, you're aware enough to have a little bit of a witness that you are noticing yourself having an excuse, I want you to say to yourself, what else is possible now? Okay? It's a really powerful tool. All right, the next thing is, it's another question. When you notice yourself in excuse mode, that life's happening to you, poor you, you're still blaming all your past programming and life on how unfulfilling this present moment is. You're going to ask yourself, how does it get better than this? How does it get even better than this? So again, this requires just a little bit of witness. You can start noticing, oh, I'm in this behavior pattern of making excuses again. Guys, I'm doing this with you. I am doing this with you. I have 2 teens that I am parenting right now, and I keep having these same kind of encounters with them, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of lying to myself. I'm sick of making excuses. I'm looking at them as like this obstacle that I am going to help me expand consciousness and expand some of the effects of my past programming. I am a daughter of an alcoholic and a daughter of a mother who's been very traumatized in her life, and this had some effects on me. But I'm not going to use it as an excuse anymore. I've actually sought out some extra support. I'm going to really up some of my personal practice that I do around things. And I'm going to use this obstacle that I seem to be having, this communication obstacle I'm having with my teens, as a real opportunity to expand my consciousness and let go of past programming that I thought I had let go of. That's the thing, guys. Sometimes in our awakening process, there's an echo that comes in. And when we thought we already worked through all of that, there's an echo, and that echo comes in. Get to work. That's all I have to say. Don't go into like, woe is me, and get back into the excuse train, because that's not going to help you. This echo is coming in because you've done the work before, and here's the last bit of vibration for it. So let's get to work. No more excuses, turning them into obstacles and turning them into possibilities. So number 3, this is my favorite way of working, is sound it out until it shifts. And that's where this can be really, really helpful. Sounding it out until the vibration shifts. So when I go into some of the excuses that I was making around some of the communication issues I was having with my teens, I found myself where I was on this, okay? I was in frustration, irritation, impatience, okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, this again? We're doing this again. Like, I was just really aggravated here. And so I just started singing. I just toning. And I could see, and then I would go up each step on this guidance scale and watch my in my mind go through uh, the word and the next feeling and word, and how that was related to the situation I was working through. And I just kept toning. And the frequency was shifting in my tone. The frequency, the sound was working me, okay, working the vibrations until when I got to the top of this top one was enthusiasm and then passion. Okay, the passion came to really be like, I'm psyched. I'm psyched to have this come up. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to shift it. I'm excited for the opportunity to raise my vibration and expand my consciousness around this. I'm super passionate and excited, and that's where I got. So when I got to that last tone that I was toning for around passion around this topic, I could really feel the shift vibrationally, even though the pitch and didn't shift in the tone. So it's really cool work. Let me know if this is making sense in the comments, like a thumbs up or something. But vocal toning is super powerful, and it helps shift energetics really quickly. So that's my number one way to work the vibrational kinks out of how I'm going from excuses to obstacles to possibilities. So, guys, I'm going to post these two questions. What else is possible? How does it get better than this? In the descriptions. And then I'm going to copy and paste this in the descriptions as well for you. I really encourage you to use this emotional guidance scale, use vocal toning. And if you could use a coach or a mentor around this, I'm available. I do a free discovery call, see if we're matched to work together. And then I also do packages of 3-packs. So if you're really wanting to get past some of the topics that I'm on today, and you want to use your voice and use these type of open-ended awareness questions, and use the emotional guidance system. I have used this stuff a lot. I'd be happy to mentor you and get you to your most brilliant possibility, your next brilliant possibility. We all need support once in a while. Even though I'm a healer and I have lots of tools in my toolbox, I actually reached out today to get some extra support with this. So we all need support once in a while. So let me know if all of this is making sense. And please remember that Fridays is live stream day, usually around 12. So if you'd like to join us for an awakening topic and some alignment through sound healing, you can put in the comments, any questions you have about our topic. You can put in the comments anything that you would like some vibrational shift with, and I will do some toning for you. So join the live streams on Fridays, and to find out exactly when I go live, be sure to click the bell. That will send an email notification to you so you know when I'm going live. So beautiful, people. Did we do it? Did we shift our excuses, all the habits we have around making excuses for ourselves and lying to ourselves? Did we shift it into, this is just an obstacle that I can get into go mode around? And from there, at the end of this video, do you feel like there's more possibilities? Okay. Now, there's a lot happening in our collective right now. You can use what we're talking about with current events. You can see where you're building up excuses. You can see where the road is to more possibilities. Beautiful being, I care about your consciousness and your light. Thank you for being on this journey with me to find your light of lights, to share with the planet, to share with the collective, to create our own collective, and really bring this planet to a higher vibration. She has so much gratitude for us, this planet Earth, for the work that each one of us is doing in here here, here. It's all a domino effect. So, all right, any questions on this topic? Let me know. Namaste, beautiful one.